background is personal training. I was a fitness coach, professional fitness athlete. I was coaching a lot of fitness competitors, whether they were professional or kind of new to the sport.
My background before coming in Forever Young was mostly in the business world. I went to school, studied marketing, went back for MBA to get a broad understanding of business in every facet that I could. But most of my career was in banking, insurance, and real estate.
Carlton was introduced to me because he kind of had it on his bucket list that he wanted to do a fitness competition. So he had asked around in the gym for someone that could coach him. He was pointed in my direction. He kind of interviewed me, and after the interview process, he decided to work with me, and we basically got started.
So I moved to Florida because I lost a bet with my wife. My wife said, hey, I'm looking at advancement in my career. I made a deal with her that if she could get X amount of offer, then we would leave. We had to leave Atlanta. I've been in Atlanta for 11 years. Everything I knew was there. I had gone to high school in Fort Lauderdale, but really didn't know anybody anymore down here. So we moved down here with the family. I got back into banking, which I didn't want to be involved in and was pretty miserable, but decided to go after competing in men's physique. I looked around for a coach and someone that could help me get in the best shape of my life. After much trial and error, I finally landed up speaking to Deniz after doing some research.
While Carlton and I started planning Forever Young, we noticed that there was a void in the industry. We noticed that there was really no place you could go to get all of these services under one roof, where you had to go to one place to get your IVs and one place for blood work and one place to get your hormone replacement. You might have to go to a vitamin shop or GNC to get your supplements. We decided we want to have all of these services under one roof, and that's basically how Forever Young was born.
So now we're into franchising here with Forever Young, which is something I really, at the beginning, couldn't have ever envisioned. But we took the franchising route because honestly, we really wanted to grow this brand into other markets. And we felt the best way to do that was to get other passionate people who also love fitness, wellness, and things of that nature and aesthetics, and allow them an opportunity also to grow, but also get a lot of the kinks out so that they're not starting from scratch and they're able to build off the foundation that Deniz and I have been able to grow here in South Florida. So now we have grown a regional, strong brand, which also is very recognizable throughout the country.
After being in this industry for over 5 years, Carlton and I have developed the skill sets and the team needed to duplicate this process and take it nationwide. We now offer franchising for those looking to get into this booming industry and not wanting to figure it out alone. By being a part of Forever Young, you'll be part of a big brand with a footprint in a multi-billion-dollar industry.
This is about me. I was adopted when I was 9 months. My mom put me into foster care anonymously, and I was adopted at a young age into a great family, mother and father who raised me in a middle class environment. I was a horrible student. It wasn't because I think I wasn't smart, it's just because I was not interested in school. I used to turn in my papers blank. I used to turn in my tests blank and go back to sleep. Had no interest in school. Didn't really do too much in sports when I was a kid, but I was always interested in working out and fitness. Ever since I was a kid, I started out, my first job was as a janitor in a health food store, and I had many jobs in fitness as far as working in gyms and things of that nature as I was coming up. I always liked fitness, always knew I wanted to stay fit, always thought it was important to look good because the way you look is the way you feel and people treat you based upon that. So I was always into that. I think the basis of success is really, especially for me, was just getting out there and wanting to work and then figuring it out as you go. I knew I did a lot of crappy jobs, and I knew what I didn't want to do as I was coming up, but I wasn't afraid to take those crappy jobs. I was in corporate before I became an entrepreneur, and I was blindsided in 2008 by the financial crisis. So I basically lost everything I had. Lost my homes, lost all the savings. All the savings I just put into the stock market really washed away in front of my face at a lunch counter as the market was tanking. And so me and my wife lost everything that we had. We moved into basically the projects, right across from the projects in Atlanta and Bankhead Courts, and basically had to rebuild our life from there in a $20,000 home in Southwest Atlanta, where nobody I know would feel comfortable staying even for a night. I never want to experience that again, and most people haven't felt that kind of loss. So for me, it's a really, really, really big deal that we be successful. It's a really, really big deal that this is long-term success and not short-term success, because I never want to go back and have to tell my kids, we're moving, out of this house, we're moving out of this school. Oh, daddy couldn't pay the bills and put this together for you. So protection of your family from poverty, from loss, from financial ruin is really, really big to me. So a lot of time, if you were ever see me in the way I operate, I like to kind of like stack acorns, and it's really like a depression era mentality that you find a lot of time with people that are in their like 80s and 90s, because you felt what it feels like to lose that, and it's so painful you don't ever want to experience that again.
About 12 years ago, when my son was born, I had to take on a job. That's when I always tell people I had to become a man. I had mouths to feed. So I was forced to take this job that I was not interested in. I hated it, but I knew it was going to make me enough money to survive. Every day I would go to work saying I hate my job, I just want to find something else to do, I need a career path, and I was just lost. I was very young at the time. After being there for a short period of time, there was a new employee that came along. He had said to me, if you had to work only for fun, and you just wanted to work for fun, you do something you're passionate about, you didn't care about the money, you didn't need the money, you were just going to go to work every day just because you loved what you did, and just to go have fun at work, what would you do? And immediately I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I said I would 100% be in the fitness industry, wellness industry, health wellness, something along those lines. Following the advice of my coworker, I immediately started to pursue my fitness career. I knew to be taken seriously in the fitness industry, you had to have a good physique. I was always pretty serious about my nutrition and exercise, but at this point I took it to a whole nother level. I quickly became very successful in the fitness industry, competing in the fitness competitions. I became Mr. USA in 2011. From there, that led me into my successful fitness modeling career. I was featured in Muscle and Fitness magazine a few times and different magazines around the world. Carlton was pointed in my direction in the gym. He had asked around for a coach that could get him ready for a fitness competition that he had on his bucket list. Carlton and I started working together, and as we started working together, we became closer and started throwing ideas off of each other. We both had some ideas to create this wellness company. And it was really selfishly to create a company that would offer products and services that we would both want to use ourselves. And that's basically how Forever Young was born. With the amazing medical staff that Carlton and I have been able to put together at Forever Young, we are transforming lives in a whole different way. Our patients are living the Forever Young lifestyle. And what that means is they're eating better, they're exercising, they're taking their vitamins, they're doing blood work, they're optimizing their health and maintaining that optimization. So what I've realized now is that my passion really is not only health and wellness, but really just helping people. That feeling of a patient or a client being so happy with the results and saying how much better they feel or how much better they look, there's just no feeling like that. To be able to be a part of that and say I had something to do with this patient or this client's success. I'm a very self-motivated person, I'm very competitive. I'm a very goal-oriented person. When I set goals, my goal is to always exceed my goals. In my earlier years in high school, I was a very successful cross-country runner. I was always setting new PRs for myself. I was a very successful wrestler. I was a district champion, regional champion, first team all-county, top 8 in the state. Now in business, I'm extremely competitive. I never cut corners. I work very hard at what I do. And one thing about me is when I'm passionate about something, I'm going to live, eat, and breathe it all day long. And that is the reason for my success. At Forever Young, we often get asked the question, how have you become so successful in such a short period of time? How have you exceeded your competition so quickly? And it really just comes down to one thing at Forever Young that separates us from the rest. It's passion.
My name is Abdon Borges. I'm the medical director for Forever Young. I've been a practicing physician for the past 27 years. I have always wanted to be a doctor ever since I was about 6 years old. I knew that I wanted to practice medicine. My father was a physician, and I used to go with him to make rounds on the weekends. In the mornings, we used to go to the hospital and then make house calls back in the day. And I always thought it was the best thing in the world, and the impact that you can have on a person's life by treating them well and ailing them of getting rid of their ailments and curing them of their diseases was probably the best thing anybody could ever do, in my opinion. So I progressed with that. I've always been very interested in the medical profession. I fulfilled my dream of becoming a physician, and then I went on as a hospital-based physician in Miami. I did that for a couple of years, and I had the opportunity to come up to Broward County to practice medicine here with a traditional private practice. I've been doing that ever since. My practice philosophy is, which is one that was developed over time, is based on keeping people as healthy as possible with preventive medicine, also trying to encourage lifestyle modification over pharmacologic intervention. When I met Carlton and Deniz, I realized that that was their ideology as well. I actually met Deniz years ago. He was my personal trainer for a while. We kept in touch after that stopped, and he was always very friendly with me. And he gave me a call one time about 4 or 5 months after we stopped training, after we stopped the physical training or the personal training. And he asked me if I knew any medical directors or any physicians that would be interested in becoming a medical director for their business, which was Forever Young. So I thought about it, and I thought, well, let me look into it, let me see if I can know of anybody. And I started researching what they did. I spoke to Deniz many times, and he presented a situation to me which coincided with my practice philosophy almost identically, which was making sure that patients' lives are enhanced and patients' lives are, improved by modifying their lifestyle and by replacing things they might be deficient in. So I told them that I'd be interested in becoming the medical director. They've had me, fast forward, a couple of weeks and a couple of interviews, and here I am as a medical director of Forever Young. I'm very happy to be part of the family. Forever Young's philosophy pretty much parallels my philosophy of practice, which is, again, lifestyle modification, living one's life as healthy as possible, to try to avoid putting more chemicals into their system and to try to avoid doing things that might be detrimental to them down the line. The only thing that is required is the patient's motivation. We try to encourage them to eat in a healthy fashion, exercise on a daily basis, do things that are basic things for the management of the human body and for the maintenance of the human body. Now, granted, this doesn't come simple as taking something or a supplement and having you feel good immediately. It comes with a lifestyle modification. We implement a lot of dietary modifications, eating right, eating healthy, enjoying your life at the same time. Also, we implement a lot of exercise and a lot of physical activity, which again, it'll enhance your overall well-being and makes you feel better. That practice philosophy has been very successful. Patients want to feel well. People in general want to feel well about themselves. They want to be able to do things and enjoy life as long as possible, as much as possible. And we can make that possible for you. Myself, I enjoy the outdoors a lot. I'm very active. I'm extremely busy. I'm up at 5 in the morning every single day. I work every single day. I enjoy what I do immensely. Some people say I work too much. I believe that I'm not working enough. I think that I've got so much more to give. Like I said, I'm a very active individual. I exercise on a daily basis. I'm involved in the martial arts. I've been training in martial arts ever since I was 7 years old. I also do a lot of outdoor sports. I spend a lot of time outside. I exercise outside. I do a lot of running. And I'm very physically active. And I plan on being as physically active as possible till whatever time I can, as long as I'm around on this earth. And that's not impossible. We encourage that. I try to use myself as an example. I'm not a superhuman individual. I'm just somebody who refuses to let age define me. And I think that that's very important. I have patients in my private practice that are in their 90s and they're playing tennis 3 to 4 times a week. I have patients that are traveling the world, doing things they want to do, and they do not let age define them, and that happens as a consequence of their lifestyle. It's as simple as that. We help you out with dietary modification, exercise plans, hormone replacement therapy if needed. There's many things that we can do. And again, I'm very happy to be part of the family. I plan on being around with them for as long as possible, and that's pretty much it.
So after such a long career in the fitness industry and continuing on with coaching other women to both look like a fitness model but also feel like an athlete, I realized that I needed some extra tools in my arsenal, and coming to Forever Young really gave me those tools. I was able to take a look at hormone levels, have access to things that I always say keeps me looking like I did 10 years ago. And I think that as women age, we don't necessarily feel like we're getting older, but sometimes we look like we are. And Forever Young really just gives me the upper hand on the information that I need to know how to perform like the best athlete that I can be, and B, keep me looking as fresh as possible. And that's the best of both worlds there. Looking the part, but actually feeling it. So grateful for that, and so excited to be able to bring this to all the clients that I've been working with.
Some of the things that I hear frequently from men is the complaint that they're fatigued all day. They just wake up tired and they go to bed tired. They're going to the gym frequently 5-6 times a week, but they're not putting on the muscle mass they're looking to put on, even though they're watching their diet. I
was constantly run down and tired. I didn't have some of the typical system or issues that you would think would come with low T. So, I'd work out 4 or 5 times a week, and just the older I got, the less I was seeing as far as results in the gym.
I've been training my whole life at a high level, and over the years, it becomes more and more difficult as you get older to stay at that level that you become accustomed to.
Some of the frequent symptoms that women complain about are weight gain, the inability to lose the weight even though they're watching their diet and going to the gym, low libido, they have no desire for intimacy whatsoever with their loved ones, and finally, mood changes, mood swings, just being very irritable, short-fused, and annoyed.
Raising children, coupled with being married to a individual, starting a business, an entrepreneur, and also fulfilling my own career goals and being a corporate leader, I found that my ability to stay in shape, my ability to maintain energy levels, and to be able to just generally deal with life was a lot more difficult.
Couldn't keep my eyes open. I was literally falling asleep, but like no control. I had no control of my tiredness. So it was like exhaustion, and I couldn't keep going. And when I come home, I had to take a nap again. So it was not normal.
The one thing that I noticed the most is the recovery time. Before HRT therapy, if I had a workout that I'm accustomed to, I would need at least 24 to 48 hours recovery time. Today, it's 24 hours. I'm right back at it the very next day. And again, I'm training still at a level that 20-year-olds are attempting to do.
It's really been impressive. I think it's been, almost 4 years now, and I'm very consistent about staying on top of it. When I went in, I was clinically low, so immediately, in the 3 weeks, started seeing a difference in energy and working out and seeing results from that work.
My energy levels went to the roof. And I just felt not only that, but it's like mentally you feel like with more like drive. You wanna keep doing more. And I was reborn. I was a different person. I didn't know that my body could actually build up that much energy.
Once I did HRT, it was quite the opposite. And so now we're talking about me going into the gym, me seeing results. We're talking about me coming home from my long work weeks and my long work days where I've had the ability to focus at work when I'm at work and do well. And so I think those are the many benefits of HRT, and it's allowed me to have an improved quality of life.
Consider HRT at Forever Young, where health meets beauty.
Maintaining a healthy lifestyle is important for both your body and your mind. Fueling your body with nutrient-rich foods leads to better performance in your everyday life. Eating healthy in combination with a solid workout routine is essential to reach your body and fitness goals. Even after balancing these aspects, you may still have unwanted body fat that just doesn't seem to go away. If you can relate, Cool Sculpting may be right for you. Cool Sculpting is an FDA-cleared fat-freezing technology proven to reduce pockets of fat in stubborn areas and can reduce fat layer thickness up to 25% as early as 1 to 3 months after your first treatment. And the best part is, it doesn't require any downtime. If this seems right for you, come into Forever Young and let us help you feel like your most confident self. Maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be difficult to balance in our everyday lives. With busy lives and demanding schedules, making sure you're getting what you need may not be the easiest task. Even with exercise and a healthy diet, it's tough to know if you're getting the perfect balance of nutrients needed to stay at optimal health. If the process of maintaining your wellness through nutrition has your head spinning, relax. Forever Young has just the thing for you. We offer IV vitamin infusions to hydrate and support your body's essential functions while you sit and relax. Your body absorbs only 5 to 20% of oral vitamins, but the IV bypasses the digestive tract and is absorbed 100%. Our vitamin infusion is the fast lane to wellness support.
Mark Dogie. I'm the president CEO here at Kids in Distress in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I've been in the helping field for a long time. Actually started 29 odd years ago as a police officer in Michigan. Wanted to help people. That's probably what I've done all my life. in the helping field, I was a cop for a while and then wanted to help teenage boys, so I ended up moving into a group home in Michigan. Led me to Kids in Distress down here in Fort Lauderdale to help children and families in Broward County. And in our field, there's a lot of stuff you get into. You really see the worst of humanity in a lot of ways. We deal with a lot of kids that have been abused and neglected. We see physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse on a day-to-day basis. And I have a team here that is about 170 people, folks that I just have the pleasure of leading, the honor of leading. And they're out in the field every single day. And when you do this work, when you see the worst of the worst in our community every single day, oftentimes what you need is you need a stress relief. And for me, that stress relief is really working out. It's training, it's working out, it's lifting weights, it's swimming. Every day when I get done at the office, 7, 8 o'clock, I'm at the gym, and it's really my therapy in a lot of ways. Without that, I'm not sure that I'd be able to do the work that I do. In our field, it's incredibly important to take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you really can't take care of the people that you're serving, our team, our children in the community. Interesting enough, about a year and a half ago or so, I had a bad injury. I busted my shoulder up, I tore my bicep lifting weights, and I was out of the gym for probably, a year, maybe a little more than that. Got back to the gym, started training again, and unfortunately I wasn't making the gains that I thought I was. I've been athletic all my life. I trained, I played sports in high school, played sports in college. Got back in the gym, I was 50 years old at the time, or almost 50, I guess it was 49. And I just couldn't seem to get back to where I wanted to be. Trained and trained and trained. I saw a couple of my buddies at that point, and they were working with a company called Forever Young. And I saw that they were making some gains, and the first thing I thought to myself was that, this is cheating. This is cheating. I'm not going to be doing this. I can do this on my own. I have confidence myself. Several more months went by, and I just couldn't make any gains. And in our world, in social work, it's all about outcomes. It's all about when you change lives, you see an outcome. It's an indicator that you made a difference. And my outcomes were nil. They were zero. Wasn't making any change whatsoever in my body or how I felt. And I ended up getting real depressed. I stopped going to the gym. I stopped training, and it just, my days were kind of grunging on at that point. So it was probably around September of 2017 or so, I got on the Forever Young program. And I've got to tell you, within 3 months, it was I was feeling better. It was absolutely incredible. Was amazing to me is I probably gained 12, 15 pounds of muscle within the first 3 to 4 months. What was probably even cooler is that I was at the gym again, working out. My therapy was working again. I was going every single night. I was motivated. I was actually getting better sleep. Here to say I was probably even not as stressed as I was before. And now I've been on the program over a year. I'm almost 51 years old, and thank God for the people at Forever Young. Thank God for my wife for dragging me to Forever Young, because these folks really made a difference. Like I said, in this type of work that we do, it's tough. It's tough. But without a program and without the folks there, Deniz, Carlton, folks that really care about us, as people, care about what we do, care about making sure that we're making gains, I would not be where I'm at today. Absolutely would not be where I'm at today.